Alright, good morning. It's Monday. We had an absolute massive sell off in the after hours in the pre market. Pre market really has been a bit of a bounce. So, game plan today. Looks like we're holding up alright. I think we have a bit of a recovery. I would expect this sell off to be a bit of an overreaction. So, I could be wrong. But mainly what I'm looking for is price to like hold this level or break above and hold this point of control. And then I want to see it move up to this zone. Reason being, if we're looking at the 8-hour bid-ask chart and we're looking at volume profiles, once you get above like that point of control area, really low amount of volume in between here, and then it really starts to pick up above. So if it breaks down to get liquidity, we can see that there's a big gap ahead of us, and it seems to be holding up decently. So it's moved from like 150, we'll say, to 280. It's a huge move if you capture it. But yeah, there really isn't a ton stopping it. Maybe not until you get to like here. 240, which is still about 100 points. So I think it's possible. If I take a trade, if it does set up and I take a trade, maybe I'll leave a runner and see if I can't capture more of that move. But we're gonna take that 30 points initially. Market's open. It does.
Yo.
But
Ooh, you ready?
wow, so
Let's get it.
I feel in the day I'm kind of bullish.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. I want to see. I want to see lower levels, like 686. But I don't think we'll get there until we rebalance to at least equilibrium of that huge drop.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think we're on just keep dropping. Bounce before drop is. I mean,
Yeah.
already moving fucking 100 points in the first 2 minutes. Well, it kind of already did the move I was looking for. I want to see it break and hold above 150 and then a move up to like 250, which is a huge move, but yeah, it literally just did it.
Jesus.
That was like my whole plan. It did it in the first 2 days, or 2 minutes. Well, yeah, I think the sell off was a huge overreaction. I was expecting a pretty good bounce.
Do you know why? Why it happened?
Yeah, it was a Chinese like AI company released DeepSeek, which is like their AI model, and apparently it took them like way less time and way less money to develop it than say like OpenAI. And so people are like, "Oh, the U.S. is cooked."
Hmm.
But I think it turns out that I think it might have been like understated how much money and shit that they spent on it.
Interesting.
Like they might just be doing the same thing as the U.S. companies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Using tens of thousands of NVIDIA GPUs and all that, just like Microsoft and OpenAI and all those companies are. So I don't know if it is like some novel thing that outcompetes what the US has, but yeah. Basically, is that they thought that the valuation of like AI technology in the US was way overinflated because China was able to do it for much cheaper.
So everybody freaked the fuck out.
Yeah.
Huh.
Boys, see. Hello, guys.
Hold on, Ivan. How you doing?
Oh, well.
Good.
How was your weekend, guys?
Pretty good.
Solid.
How about yours?
That's quite one.
Quiet.
Quite one, yes.
Very nice.
Yeah. Wix is up around 50%.
What was that?
That Wix, that
50% of the drop?
no, it's up around 50%.
Gotcha.
What is Wix?
That's like volatility index.
Hmm.
Yeah, tech stocks are boosting it. Apple's up a shit ton.
How are your Apple calls now?
Up just under 50%, like 47%. Paper trade, paper trade. I wish it was real. But yeah, it's fun to paper trade. Feel very little emotion.
Apple is even above Friday highs. It's holding strong today. So you're saying we might get that gap fill from Friday lows?
Oh, I don't know about that. That's huge. Maybe over the coming weeks. Next 2 weeks. I'm gonna be out kind of the second half of this week. I'm gonna go pick up my car and drive it back home.
It's in Kansas.
It is, yeah, Missouri, I guess. Kansas City, right on the border.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'll be gone Wednesday through Friday. So I'll trade today and tomorrow and take, yeah.
How are you getting over there?
I'm flying to Kansas City. I just got like a cheap one-way ticket. Like $200. But
Be right back.
that's good.
pretty lost today. I don't feel any idea on Q or SPY.
Yeah, my whole game plan was if it broke and held pre-market high that I wanted to see like 250, but it did that in like, the first minute of the day, so my plan is out the window. I don't have one. Yeah, it's just gone up like hundreds of points, 150 more.
Maybe just buy.
Yeah, it might be. It's like touching the first area that I would consider resistance at like 285 to 300 in that range. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. Until it starts moving lower again, I don't know that I'll take anything.
Yeah, I
Spooky.
It's kind of cool. As I was looking at the volume chart, and between like 150 to 250, or like 150 to like 280 in that range, there's like very low volume. So I figured if it started to move up, it could move quick through that area. And I don't know if it's just the volatility of the day, but it definitely moved quick.
Yeah, it did.
But yeah, there's kind of like a volume gap between those two areas. So I thought that if it broke and held, that it could move up pretty easily. That's the whole game plan. Maybe I should plan for 300-point moves in the open minute, and then I won't be thrown off. Yeah, what was I thinking?
Next time. Next time.
It did just reject perfectly off the next level, though.
If you were to draw the midpoint of the drop, would you take it from the high from Friday all the way down to the low, or the opening gap down to the low?
I think I'd do the high, but I don't know. I don't really do like the fib levels much, so I'm not sure.
Yeah. I was thinking the high as well. But if I do it from the opening gap, we're at the halfway point. I'm just gonna doodle on my iPad.
If it breaks above 300, I want to see 400. Why not? Maybe 1 million.
Why not?
Anything's possible. I went back and this weekend and I back tested a strategy for this. I mean, it's not a ton of data, but I just used this year, so like all of January. I just went back each day and back tested it. It's interesting.
One that you've been using?
Um, kind of. I mean, I had been using it, but I wasn't quite sure like how to use it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so I just went back and just like each day charted out. Basically, what I'm looking at is the value area of the overnight session. So it is like kind of what I've been looking at, but I just went back and looked at how each price action or like each day's price action responded to the previous overnight session's value area, and then like took notes of like how many times did it open up within the area or above or below, and then each time it did one of those, like what did it do? Did it like stay within the range? Did it break and retest the range? Pretty interesting.
Are you looking at like where the Asian and London sessions start and end, or no?
I mean, they're included in the overnight session, but not specifically looking at those sessions.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm mostly just looking at like that overnight after hours pre-market session, and then looking at the value area high, value area low, and then the point of control, and then looking at whether we're opening like within that area or outside of it.
Right.
So for example, like right now the point of control, or not right now, but the point of control is like 241, 240 right in there. And so like kind of tested it off the first candle, then the next candle held it, the following candle just held it. So if it holds that point of control, I would kind of want to see it go up to the next, the value area high, which is at like 400. But I do have that resistance at like 280 to 300, so see if that breaks. I think today it's skewed because we had so much volatility after hours.
Sure.
But on average, it's like it respects those levels really well. If it's like opens within that range, you can expect those levels to act as like support and resistance, or targets. You know, if you like break one to the upside or downside, like you could use the next one as a target. I guess it just makes sense. It's like liquidity. But
Yeah, essentially, that's what it sounds like.
yeah, it's pretty interesting. Just trying to get a gauge on like if it opens above it, is how often does that indicate that it's going to be bullish on the day, or you know, vice versa.
Right.
Or like if it opens within it, does it stay within that range all day, or like do we get breakouts? And yeah, more often than not, it stays within that range.
So how do you find that range? Maybe I missed that part, but is it?
It's
that
just
your,
the volume profile indicator.
So it just tells you roughly where the most volume was traded at in that range.
Yeah, so it what it does is it plots volume for all the price in the specific time period. But then what it does is it gets the point of control, and the point of control is just the price at which the most amount of volume happened. And then from the point of control, it does one standard deviation to the upside and downside, and then that captures the value area. So one standard deviation to the upside is value area high, one standard deviation to the downside value area low.
Okay.
And so that just is supposed to represent like 70% of the total volume in that range, and then you have like the level at which it was the highest throughout that entire session.
Okay, that makes some sense. It's pretty interesting, though.
Yeah, I've
How are you finding standard deviation? Like ICT teaches that, but it's more of like profit targets.
yeah.
What is it for you?
It's just percentage. So like it's like a bell curve. The point of control would be right in the middle, and then one standard deviation to the right is it's like 35% roughly. Same thing to the left would be 35%. So that's where you get that like 70%. And then I forget what like two standard deviations is. I think it's less than 35%. Okay, two standard deviations would capture about 95% of data in a distribution. Okay, yeah, so 1 standard deviation is 68%, 2 standard deviations 95, 3 is 99.7, or essentially 100. So whatever you're using is like your middle point, and then you can do standard deviations out from that, I guess.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking it up right now.
But for this, it's just to measure like the, yeah, they consider it the value area because it's like the area at which the most volume was transacted, or the price at which most volume was transacted, which would indicate the majority of buyers and sellers like being active, or an agreement that that's a fair price or whatever. It is interesting. Have you heard of like auction market theory? It's like an order flow thing.
Kinda. That. Hold on, I'm trying to think.
It's essentially just like supply and demand.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely heard how the stock market is just a giant auction market.
Yeah, it's just the idea that price is driven by like buyers and sellers, right? And like if more people want to buy, the price is not go up, you're gonna have a buy and balance. Same thing with the downside. If prices like chopping around, then you have balance because buyers and sellers are essentially in agreement, you know?
Right, right.
And so that's kind of like the theory, is that like where you get the majority of volume is kind of considered that like fair price where buyers and sellers are in agreement, versus if it's breaking to the up or downside of that value area, then it's like an imbalance to that particular side. I don't claim to be any sort of guru or anything. It's just what I've learned from YouTube.
Yeah, that's how we all learn.
But yeah, I want to backtest it more. It's just my charts didn't go back that far. I think with like the new contract, it didn't have much data for like volume prior to it.
Right.
So it wasn't like really working. He's trying to break out a little bit. ES has kind of a nice bull flag on it right now. Yeah, they both kind of look like they could break out. ES honestly looks maybe a little better. I don't have any levels on ES. Bless you, dude.
We cough, but thank you.
Hope you're still blessed.
I feel blessed.
Got news in a couple minutes.
Let's see. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Sounds good. I'm moving higher, but the 1 minute is not convincing me. I think it's just,
Wicks to the upside.
yeah, like it's kind of low volume until that news comes out. Oh, wow. That news really affecting it. I'm trying along here at 2 contracts. That might stop me up. Brakes blow this wick.
What was your entry?
309 exactly. My first take profit's kind of like high a day, and then I have a runner if we move up towards the high of the value area, which would be around like 400, but that would be a very optimistic price. Because I had a zone from like 285 to 300, and it broke above and retested it. Previous candle set new highs, so when it came down and retested it, that's kind of what I wanted to see. I was bullish on the day overall, so I just want to see it hold that level and then make a move back up.
Yeah, let's see.
It's kind of holding right at that 300 level though, which I was hoping to see it bounce a little quicker. Can't stop me out. Still might work though. My stop might have been a bit too tight. Well, just swept my liquidity and went right to my target.
Did you take anything?
I took a long and I got stopped out, but now it just went up to like not quite my target. I was targeting like high a day. And right back down it went. Yeah, I have no idea. try to short here. Everything's looking kind of weak now.
Thank you.
Yeah. I was looking at ES too. ES is looking pretty weak. If it breaks, it'll support. I can see it dropping pretty far. And right back up it goes. Yeah, I don't know. It's been pretty choppy in this area. Alright, hit my first target. Beautiful.
There it is.
I'm out. And it's breaking out. There it goes. Alright, now it's gonna run to 400. Like 60 points. Nothing. Holy cow. What a day. These moves are insane.
Yeah, Spy is also wild today. I mean, KQQ's down still 2.5% on a day.
It's got a lot longer to run.
Yeah.
Gotta fill that gap. Extremely bullish 15-minute though. I do think it goes further. Wouldn't mind seeing it pull back to that like 330 area though. Or retest previous highs. See what it does at 400.
Did you take that long?
No, I wish I did. I did not. I tried that long earlier, but it broke through. It fell right back down to the point of control, held the point of control, and then ripped. Now I'd expect to see some pretty good resistance around 400. No, I was thinking about trying to get long when it broke out, but never really gave a pullback or anything that I would consider entering. I'll try it with just like 1 or 2 contracts, but I didn't see an entry.
Is the 50% pullback.
It's almost prophetic, you know. Beautiful. Alright. At the high value area high, it either just goes through it like butter or chops around. Hmm. Who's gonna full port it to the gap fill with me?
Ivan?
I was thinking about it now.
It's only 400 points away. It's already done that this morning, dude. We're good. Not quite, about 300. Yeah, it's a sleepy day on ES. 700 points. Come on. Damn, this thing's cranking. Minute looks like it wants to close and hold above that 400. That'd be pretty impressive. Or not. Tell you the truth, I don't have anything above 400. I didn't expect us to do this. Got FOMC this week too. Should be really interesting.
Yeah, they're gonna leave the same interest rate, 4.5%.
Yeah, I think they leave them. Unless something comes out week that would drastically change that. Alright, I did some quick lines, dude. I got 460, 530, and 615 or so. 618. That's all just based on me guessing. try to short a very small size here. Pretty tight stop. I don't necessarily want to try to fade this too much, but I'd like to see it pull back to that fair value gap on the 5 minute. Alright. I have a runner, we'll see.
Are we still holding?
Yeah, I have a runner. My target's at 334.
So what was your entry?
My entry was 96, 90, 95, 96, somewhere in there.
Very nice.
It's getting real close. Alright, that did it.
Nicely.
Decent day. Thank you.
Very nice, man.
Yeah, I think going back and doing that back testing gave me a bit more confidence in some of these. Like, it's pretty insane how well that value area works. Until the algorithms figure it out. I sold too soon. It's down 100 points since I got out.
How many contracts are you buying at a time right now?
Generally like 2. That first short I got 5. But yeah, 2 to 4, I'd say. 2 to 5. 5's kind of the most that I want to take.
Nice.
I just went through and set up those little brackets for anywhere from 2 to 5, like 2, 3, 4, and 5 contracts. I don't know. I'm kind of sizing down right now, and then I plan on using like 4 to 5 contracts once I feel more comfortable. I took one trade with 5 today, and it worked out, but... I think I might head out.
Yeah, I was going to say that nothing for me here today.
Yeah, I don't plan on taking anything else. Well, my friends, happy Monday. Hope you have a good start to your week.
Yes, sir.
Monday. See you
And
guys tomorrow.
yeah, good luck if you take anything. I'll see you guys tomorrow. See you, Yvonne.
Yeah, I'm out too, so probably no.
You're out this week, Yvonne?
No, just for today.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. See you guys.
See you, man. See you.
Alrighty, that's it. Took 3 trades, really. I guess 4 technically. First was a long here. Probably should have waited for this to close, but felt good about it. Stopped me out. Second was a long here, which was emotional. That was stupid trade. I got stopped out. There was no, or this was a short. Yeah, apparently this was a short. Got stopped out there, and I re-entered shorts here after this 5-minute was closing. And that worked, taking it down the point of control. And then I took a short off the value area high when it looked like we were rejecting pretty easy. Volume was kind of dying down on those buy candles. Took it 30 points, left the runners to the next kind of like value area that or not value area, but high volume node on the 5-minute. Just above that, which is like that 334, like about 60 points. Price continues to fall. So, yeah. I think really just using that previous overnight session value area high, low, and point of control is, that might be the strat.